I know. Well, it's 10 o'clock. We're supposed to be starting right now, right?
We are.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, this has just been a real whirlwind. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
So this is the first time you and I are like even.
I know. And you know what? We are so connected. My God, you made such a difference last night. As I said, when you're sitting there all alone and you're feeling sorry for yourself, it's so easy to fall into a depressive mood or whatever. And I'm thinking, oh God, is it worth it? But then you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and then people like you, the energy that's given it. I truly believe that God works through so many different ways. Energy and connections are all one are all part of it. And there's a reason why we're talking. You wouldn't believe the number of people that have come out of the woodwork to want to help me. Whereas before I could have begged until I was blue in the face, but now I think it's because they see me as the underdog who hasn't done anything wrong. And hey, if I did, then let me know. Let
So
me.
Facebook completely like tell me like exactly what happened because
Well, are we going to go? Oh, we're live. Oh, we're live already. I didn't
yeah,
realize we were live. Oh my gosh.
it's no, so I do this unlisted, so nobody's seeing it. It's
Okay,
just
I have a couple of my friends that are watching it.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because you shared the link with them.
Yeah, I did. I shared the link. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
you
okay.
can
Well,
broadcast it if you want to. That would be fine.
hi friends. There's people that a lot of people that just don't like being recorded. And Roy and I do this together and we record everything
Oh,
because
me too.
it's like it blesses other people when they get to witness these types of issues of life being discussed. And there's other people who've gone through this, losing their page and having to start all over.
That's right. That's right. Well, the message that it doesn't make any difference how or why, but I will go through it. On the 15th of October, I got a notice from Facebook when I tried to open up my page, whether it was on my laptop or my phone or my iPad. Every time it came up that I couldn't log in, there was a malicious action that had occurred. So I had to go through all these hoops, which I've done before, but not to this extent. I really had to go through authenticating who I was, the double authentication, the two code authentication, and then I ended up having to determine the number of posts I had done during a certain period of time, who is not a friend of mine in my list, and a lot of real unusual questions. So then I was able to go in. I had to reset my password. They had to send me a code on my phone in order for me to go in. And then I got in. The next thing I know, I go to my page and I've got limited restrictions. And it said limited restrictions for spamming. What? I didn't
Yeah,
spam anything.
could Kathy actually spam? Look at her. Can she
Yeah.
spam it?
Yeah, right. So here I see that and wait a minute, I didn't spam anything. So I appealed it. It was supposed to be a 7-day, which would have been I'm sorry, it was on a Tuesday that it happened. It would have been from that day to 10 o'clock the following Tuesday, which would have been October 22nd. Well, on October 21st, all of a sudden I get a notice that your page has been unpublished for not following community rules. Well, first off, I wasn't able to post for a week. So when did this occur? So then it has this little button that says appeal. And you go in there and you type something in, but it doesn't go anywhere because when I go to look in my support inbox, there's no explanation in there.
It's so frustrating.
So I'm thinking, okay, what's happening here? Well, because this particular page is not about making money. And I know, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with making money. I'm saying that our focus is on serving others and bringing dogs and humans together, and humans and dogs together, and make that connection. So there's less abuse, there's more love, there's more comfort in someone's life because of a dog. So everything that we have done has always been to serve others. So we're not out there beating the bushes trying to sell product and demonstrate product and all that. It truly is a philanthropic effort on our part to help the animals. So plus the fact Facebook had given us supporter status. So we were able to get paid supporters. We had just qualified for monetization. We went in August from having almost 200,000 fans, but where post reach, I'm sorry, not in August, in April, our post reach was about 800,000. Within a 2 month period of time, we went from 800,000 post reach to 5.3 million post reach, which meant that people liked our content. Our shows were getting 14,000 views, and it was all going very well. We selected who our guests were going to be. We had great interaction. Our fans are loyal. There's no negative coming on with any of our fans. So here I am thinking that, wow, we're really doing great. So then when I say we, my partner and I, Gaetan, we do the show together. We've known each other for 30 years. And we felt, well, now we've got a real combination here. If we resonate with people, because we don't want to know about on the show, we don't want to know about the product that they make or the
Yes.
service. What we want to know is what what passion did they have about creating that product, and where do they feel that it's going to benefit a dog or the person that is the companion of the dog. If that is their goal, then we want to talk to them on the show. So it's a little bit different of a slant, and then we showcase those dogs that have made a difference in someone's life, specifically service dogs, assistance dogs, therapy dogs, those that create a difference, and for those people that have made a difference in a dog's life by saving them through the shelters and through the organizations. People that write books about dogs, we want to talk about them. So we don't have any content that's political, that's racial, that's discriminatory. We don't have controversy. We have a community, which is exactly what Mark Zuckerberg wanted to do, was create a community of people that share their thoughts and ideas, and they have a common thread. Well, I feel we were the perfect example of it. So why take our page down? Now, here's another issue. In the event they did feel we did something wrong, that should warrant some kind of communication that says you violated this. If you're going to appeal it, then let's look at it together. Don't just say, okay, your appeal um, we received your appeal, and then that's it. No communication. There's nothing. They didn't tell us what we did wrong, when we did wrong, document it. However, I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, wow. So then I posted in Mari Smith's
Right.
um,
That's where
page.
that's where I saw this all to begin with, that I knew that that was going on, because I'm in Mari's group also. And I was wondering if she had given you any feedback, because you
Well, Mari
track.
has been, yeah, Mari is, you know her, April. She has, well, I've known her since the very beginning. We're not only friends, but business, you know, I love to share what she shares.
Mhm.
And I know she's very compassionate and very empathetic. So her communication demonstrated that. But what I found was that I think everybody is missing the point of what really happens. Losing a page means business interruption. Oh, yeah, you lost a bunch of followers. You lost this. No, that's not what I lost. That's not how I look at it. My partner doesn't. Our friends don't. Our fans don't. What I lost is my Facebook house burnt down. They burned it down. They devastated me. They literally destroyed the 200,000 fans because they no longer are here. uh, what was I going to say here?
Oh wait, I was on another tab before, so I didn't even realize that Sebastian was commenting, and I didn't know. Like, are you for real? Like mother and son?
No, 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 but he is like my son.
Okay.
Absolutely. You know what happened is that he's one of the ones that reached out to me. He also had a page that was unpublished. In his case, it was deleted. It was deleted. Now here's a guy that has 42 employees, or that they all work together. His group, his team, he calls it. They all work together, and they're totally lost now because they don't have a job. So what I'm trying to say on all this is, it's the compassionate side. It's the empathy side of it. We were doing a lot of good. We were making a difference. What they took away from me, I'm 73 years old. I'm a disabled widow. And my only contribution that I can give to people is the gift that God has given me, which is to communicate about how to connect with your dog and how humans can connect, or how dogs can connect with the humans. I share that gift, and it has come back tenfold by supporting me with the numbers and the people and the relationship. So what they've taken away is that relationship. They're never going to take away my passion, but I've got this brick wall in front of me now where I'm hitting it. I don't know which way to go. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know where to turn. And people are now coming together and saying, we're here. We're here to help you. And you are one of them. April, you reached out to me. You saw the message that I was trying to get across, which wasn't about money. It wasn't about, gee, I lost my page. I lost that relationship. And it's, uh, it's breaking my heart.
But you didn't lose the relationships because you're seeing now that the people who are rallying around you, those are the people who matter in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And I know there's so much that needs to be done, but you can never explain to a mother if their child has been hurt or killed or whatever. This is like my child. These are my children, and they were very important to me. And I don't, I know I can forgive, but I'll never forget what Facebook has put me through, and I don't understand why. I just don't. I
But
don't.
you did say that they haven't like ultimately come back and said that you're not getting your page back.
No, but from what I understand is that they wait 10 days and then they delete it. They just don't communicate.
And how
So
long?
well, now it's on our seventh day. We've got 3 more days. So that's all I can say. Let's see. There's Sebastian saying it's killing a family. It's, yeah, controversy content. Yeah.
But wait, who needed to go to the ER today?
Oh, the other day I had to go to the ER. Yeah, because I was here. I had a heart attack in August, and this is just very emotional for me because this is my life. It's not really my livelihood because I don't depend on it financially, but I depended upon it emotionally because I knew I was making a lot of difference. So the thought of this happening, I literally viewed it as though my Facebook house burned down because I couldn't get any answers and I couldn't get any communication. And we obviously had been proven guilty before even knowing the facts, or giving us an opportunity to have recourse of, hey, whatever it is that we did wrong, let's fix it. I will fix it. I don't want to alienate the Facebook policies. That's one of the reasons I got involved with Mari and following her, because she's a plethora of information and helping people not to violate. So I don't see what I did that was so wrong, but hey, I'm human. If I did, then help me to make
Right.
it right. And then if I continue to do it, then unpublish. But don't take it out on don't
I hear you.
yeah,
And I think
that's
Sebastian was saying it's all about artificial intelligence, and that's like, so even when you appeal this stuff, you don't even know if a human is actually reading it.
no, there was what happened was I followed, I think it was Linda on that post. I followed what she said to do, and I was able to get into the support chat section for Ads Manager, which is a huge reach.
Mhm.
But I was able to get into that, and I got in touch with someone named Bannon, and she said that she was going to hand walk it over because there's only like about 5 people in Facebook that even handle the unpublished area, so they've been bombarded. But she was not getting any response. So that's the only in that I had to be able to help to rectify. Plus, every day now I've been adding to my support ticket more information. I'm still here. You're devastating me. My house is on fire. Please help me. Please. Begging, begging, begging. Totally humble. My pants are down. I'm begging. Help me. And nothing. Zero zip, nada zilch
Do you believe that things happen to you or for you?
for me.
So why do you think this is happening for you?
Well, because being a strong woman, 73 years old, having gone through an awful lot in my life, I always find that pony in that pile of poop. you know, uh, there's a reason that this is all happening. So somewhere along the line, I'm starting a new. I mean, I've literally just picked myself up, dusted myself off, and with the help of Sebastian and you and Gaetan and Ellen and Dale and a whole bunch of people that have come forward. They've given me that strength to say, which I wanted to say, I'm too old. Let's forget it. Let's just sit back. It's time for you to enjoy life. To, no, you know what? I don't give up. I just don't want to give up. My spirit is way too strong. My love is way too deep, and I've come too far to stop now. So, with the grace of God, friends, family, everything will come together and it will probably end up being a bigger thing. So I opened up a page. It's called the Dog Influencer, Kathy Tarochione. I'm personally branding it myself now to me as a influencer in the Dog Connection show, a Good Dog Day show, and the Dog Influencer show. Oh, I should add too, April, that we had gotten sponsors. We got our first sponsors, which meant the Dog Connection, after all these years since 2012, when we incorporated, we never had any revenue. So we got our first sponsor, only for it to be where it's at now. So this is just this is the page that we're going to use should we not get the page back where the jury is still out. You know, However, I do want to say that I appreciate you bringing me on this right now, April, because the message that people are getting is, oh, gee, she lost her page. What is the big deal? But what is the worth of a Facebook page that has huge content, great interaction? Can you really put a number on that in terms of wealth? But the wealth in terms of spiritual and emotional, it's humongous. It's a humongous loss. So when you hear of somebody that's lost their page or is no longer able to work on Facebook, look at the person from different eyes, like you say, from a different perspective. Look at them as a person that's hurting because they had a passion that they built around that particular Facebook page. And oh, it's just a page. No, it's not just a page. Just like drives me crazy when people say, oh, it's just a dog. It's not just a dog. So if we all band together and we make a difference, maybe we can help change some of these things. And there was a time when we used to have to band together to take control of our own health care. Well, I think it's time we should take care of our own social media.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, we should have the right to be able to do that. So
Do you have an email list? Were you one of the people who
I
was like, I don't need an email list?
we didn't capture it, quite frankly, April, because the we weren't selling anything. So we didn't want to have that managed. Plus the fact it's a team of myself and Gaetan. That's it.
Wow.
Everyone thinks we got this huge business that there's all these people that are doing all this work. No, it was originally me. I did it all for the last 10 years. So Gaetan came into the picture 2 years ago, and we started producing together in April. So it's all it's just us. So there's some things you have to shortcut, like trying to do email blasts and putting together all this stuff. That's a lot of work. I had enough work just to keep the page going and the people interacted and the videos produced and Pinterest and Instagram and LinkedIn and yeah, I did say Instagram. Keeping all of those up and keeping them common. Because like on Pinterest alone, we have 40,000 views a month on them. So we've got big numbers everywhere, and now it's all fizzled.
So, what did those numbers? Because we talked about this. What
Yeah.
did those numbers actually represent for you? Like when you hear I have 5.3 million reach, what does that conjure in your mind?
Well, it doesn't represent any dollars or anything. What it represents is that people shared to me. Because when the more they shared and the numbers went up, the more people interacted. It wasn't just, I mean, now only a small percentage actually interacted. So it wasn't really 5.3 that liked or whatever. We get involved with the ones that actually took the time to watch the video, commented, and they felt a connection. That's what's important to us. And what's happened through the years is we now have quantifiable evidence to show that our show has made a difference in people's lives. We've reduced the dogs that get adopted from a shelter. Generally speaking, the people that adopt them, especially if it's a gift. I know this is Sebastian's big big problem at Christmas time. Oh, let's give the kids a puppy, and then knowing full well that maybe they didn't want a puppy, and if they did, they certainly don't know how to handle it. And the dog ends up going back to the shelter, may have been beaten, may have been abused, may have been mistreated in some way. Who knows? But when that happens, who's at fault there? That's the person that decided to make the decision to get a dog. So we've made a huge difference in identifying to people that this is not just a dog, this is a being, this is a responsibility, and that if you bring that animal into your home, that you have to take the time to understand, to care for, to communicate, to love, and understand that this is just like a child.
Mhm.
And if they were willing to do that, then they wouldn't be likely to want to abuse the animal because they don't know the background. It's like having an adopted child not knowing the background. And if they may have been abused, you might observe some things in them before you go through all of that. So then, from the dog being in a position where they can now learn to trust, that may take 2 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, but you got to be willing to take the time. There's always baggage with an adoption, always baggage and a foster or whatever. So if you bring them in, then you're not going to be likely to want to give them up or mistreat them. And we've had many people that have said, based on our input and our help, and I can't tell you the countless times that I've been personally on the phone talking people through wanting to give up their animal, helping them understand that it's not that you want to give up the animal, you just don't trust in yourself to have that animal. So let's bring a connection together between the two of you. And that's where the dog influencer came in. you know, Helping people to understand their dog. Don't give up on it. It's nothing to do with training or the food they eat or any of that. We're not into that. We want to showcase those people, but we want to bring them closer. So on the heart level, they know that that dog is a gift, and that gift comes with some real benefits. And if you identify those benefits, then you're going to have a much better life. I mean, think about it. What creature in the world can give you unconditional love, give you the the ability to be yourself, to look whatever way you want to look, to say whatever way, to act whatever way, to they don't care what you look like, what kind of money you make, what kind of education you have. You couldn't have taken it. You might not have taken a shower for a week. They don't care. You know, it doesn't make any. But they're there to give you that unconditional love, and they are by your side through thick or thin. Truly, they are a best friend. They are. Listen to me. I'm preaching here.
I know. I already know this stuff about
Yeah.
how passionate you are about the dogs, and there's so many. Even just listening to you talk, there's so many different like niches you wouldn't even think. Like, oh, dogs, they're pets. Like, what could she possibly be talking about on a
Right.
show?
Yeah.
You talk about therapy dogs, and you could talk about the fact that there's a lot of women out there who don't have children. They've either decided not to have kids or they couldn't have kids, and their fur babies, they see themselves as a mom to their pet.
That's right. That's
And
right.
they feel isolated. When Mother's Day comes around, they're like, aren't you going to wish me a happy Mother's Day? I see
Hmm.
myself as a mom.
Yeah.
And so I would love to find those people and get them connected together.
Right. Well, part of our audience is those that don't have pets, battered women who have pets and they made it through the rain.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to be one of them, so I resonate with that, and I know what not with my husband that passed away. So I don't want anybody thinking that no, he was the love of my life. No, this was before, but but being a battered woman, I had my dog, my 18-year-old Yorkie, with me all the time, and I want to share that journey that I went through during that tough time where the dog was there to bring me through that rain. And as a result, one thing you don't know about me, April, is that I'm very action oriented. I, I, I hear people say, yeah, I'm going to do that, and here's what we're going to do. I'm so interested in what they actually are doing or did,
You
as
didn't
opposed.
you didn't have to tell me that. I just from between last night and today, I don't. She's like, can we FaceTime, Skype, or do you have some kind of way that we can? I want to connect tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I got a friend request from somebody named Rico, and I got reached
And
out
Lou.
to Lou, and I'm like, oh my god, like when
Yeah.
did she have time to talk to
Yeah.
anybody?
Right. Well, see, I want to tell you folks what April did last night. She took it upon herself, seeing no and recognizing that I was under um, duress, and I was a little bit feeling boohooish and a little bit sorry for myself, but not enough where I wasn't going to move forward, but almost like a grief feeling. And she reached out to me knowing that I was hurting, but rather than texting, she sent me or an audio message, and she poured out her heart about how what she did, folks, is she let me know that I matter and that I mattered to her and that she was there for me. Well, it started the waterworks going for me, and I had to let her know that she made a huge difference in my life by reaching out to me like that. And that's here we go again. Boohoo! I'm the boohoo baby. No, I normally don't cry, but when something emotional like that, and so there's the connection that we have felt now, just in less than 24 hours. I feel like she is a soul sister. She's been around for all my life, and now we're together. And there's a reason. There's a reason. So whatever it is, I don't know, but it'll be a beautiful journey. That's for sure.
Yeah, and we've been I think it was 2 years ago that I discovered you in Lou
Yeah.
Borges' group. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe almost
Yeah.
three,
Yeah.
probably.
I think it is three. Yeah.
And it's like this is the first time we're connecting.
Yeah.
Last night was the first time she's probably had me talk to her in voice, and then today, I don't even know what day it is. We're talking in video, and I don't know either what the journey is, but I kind of do. But
I think people are going to want to. resonate. There's going to be more people that want to come together and they want to help others that are being. This is an injustice. It really is, and I rally for causes where people don't have a voice, and I don't think we have a voice with Facebook. I don't think we have a voice when they take over and it can determine your demise.
Well, then that's part of your new talk is educating people not to put all of their eggs in the Facebook or YouTube or Instagram
Right.
baskets, because if you don't have another place to route them to, that they can't find you, like through an email list or your website. And I'm sure you probably have a website.
Yes, we got a website, and I do have an email list, but it's only got about 500 people in it. So it's, but and I was foolish for not capturing the emails. That's not again though. No more. Not gonna happen.
But you can foster the relationships that you did build. Like you can tap into those now, right? Like people you know
Yes, yes.
knows, you could be a guest on their show and share your story, and somebody will go, "Oh my goodness, that happened to me, and here's how I rebuilt." And
Well, let me explain that. The mindset was this. I had done 10 years worth of work. I was ready to pass the baton. I was ready to do nothing more than just do the shows,
mhm.
concentrate my time on that, getting the speakers, and that's it, because all the legwork had been done. Now it's having to start all over again. I don't physically know if I'm capable of doing it. I'm 73 and I'm not well. See, so that's I have stage 3 COPD, I have congestive heart failure, I have coronary artery disease, and the likelihood of me having a heart attack again is good. Is good. So I would love to have handed over an entire package to pass the baton, and then I could just sit back. And I can't do that now because now we're back to 10 people that are watching. So I realize that the only way I can do it is I have to ask my friends to come forward. Let's all do this together, and let's build a new platform, a new venue of the dog connection without where we have control over it, where we never have to worry about somebody else getting control of it, because it is devastating. It really is. And see, I did not know that I wouldn't be able to get my 5,000 petagraphs, which are digital art creations. I can't do anything. I can't get anything. Every time I try to do anything on the page, I can see it, I can go in there, but I can't download anything. I can't screen capture. I can't save my images, nothing.
So all the videos and everything now are,
Gone. Gone. I don't have anything. I have access to nothing. So if they unpublish my page, I lose it all.
they allow you though to now download
Yeah, but
content.
not if your page is unpublished. See, I became blocked now. I can't do anything on there. Gaetan or I are the only two administrators, and we
Let me
cannot have
tell you,
access.
all I can say is that God is like at work in this. He is like in this so deep. You can't deny it. That this
Yep.
is like not what you are supposed to be doing right now. Your focus is supposed to shift somewhere else.
Okay.
That's just
Well,
Okay,
I,
there's
I feel that with every fiber of my being.
that's my cue right there.
That's your cue. Hey
That's my
Roy.
cue
hi,
right there.
Ryan.
Hey, Kathy.
Hi.
So guys, I'm April's husband, and I'm chomping at the bit. Kathy, I am chomping at the bit. So I told April I'm not going to intervene or anything like that. But yeah, as soon as I started watching, I'm going like, oh my goodness, I have 2 things to say about that. I have 4 things to say about that. Oh my goodness, I can't
Say
stop.
say them all, Roy. I'm all ears.
Well, listen. It goes like this. It's like if you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you don't know, Kathy. Right now, you're in a funk, you're in a dilemma, but that funk is just not a negative one. It's a positive one. It's a funk. You don't know. You don't know what you don't know, and that's okay because that's when God can use you the most. It's like, okay, God, I'm listening because I don't have these 29 things over here to take care of and those 50 things over there to take care of. So I've been walking with the Lord for 31 years now. In less than 2 months, it'll be 32 years. And I think I've learned something. Here's what I've learned. And I've shared this with April for the last 3.5 years since we've become very, very close. And yeah, we're married now. So that's a thing that I never expected. I'm 62. I'll be 63 in February. So I'm not that far behind you. I could be your little brother.
Yeah, right. Hi, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Got my son and my brother here.
yeah, I kind of sort of know what's going on, kind of sort of. Let me do it this way. So here's what I'm hearing, Kathy. So if you hear anything, don't hear that Roy guy. Hear beyond the Roy guy, okay? Hear beyond. Just anything I put on your table, just take a look at it, upside, downside, left side, right side, inside, outside. Just take a good look at it. And if you hear the right voices and you want to take those steps, then I want to do this with you. Excuse me. I don't want to do it for you per se,
Hmm.
but what I am doing will be for you, whether I do anything or not. I'm just going to get the ball rolling. That's who I am.
Okay.
I see myself as a visionary. I see myself as being able to put puzzle pieces, life's puzzle pieces together when they fall in my lap. And I just go, okay, like you, I'm not afraid to take action. I don't sit here and think it through and go like, yeah, one day I want to do this.
Right. Yeah. Don't you just love it? Yeah.
Yeah, because one day is not a day on the calendar. You got to
Yeah.
put it
But
on the calendar.
yeah, what did you do? Yeah.
Put it
Let's
on
do it.
the calendar. So,
So I want to interject real quickly
yeah,
there.
please.
My husband, he was absolutely wonderful. He was we were always known as the was does team, because honey, will you take out the garbage? Yeah, okay, sure. An hour later, honey, will you take out the garbage? Well, what's the big deal? Why does the garbage have to go out? An hour later, the garbage is out. 2 days later, oh, where's that garbage? I took it out. Well, why? I was going to do that. Was does team. Yeah,
I love it.
yeah,
I absolutely love it. So I'm going to drop the name Byron Katie on your lap because when you were just now speaking, the was does,
yeah.
I heard Byron Katie in my mind. Okay. So she came across our path, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. I was looking up something because, Kathy, just let me ask you this question, just because I can test the waters here with you really quick, and then I'm going to go and finish my thoughts. Kathy, do you believe everything you think?
No.
Good. Did you see her think about that? Your eyes went here and there, and you were looking for your cliff notes on the wall, on the left
No,
wall.
no, 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 no. No, because you know why? Because I practice that you are your thoughts, and that most of the thoughts are wrong.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
my story is my story.
Yes, it's your
Yeah,
story. It's
yeah.
your
But it
story. Yes.
the yeah.
Doesn't
And
she remind you of Byron Katie? I
she
think
does. She does. And the wisdom and the fun and the funny and the fruitful,
yeah.
because that's what I like to say. So Kathy, if you weren't fun, funny, and fruitful, both in your content and in your content providerness, because see, I don't believe that content is king for a second. I believe that the content provider is king.
That's
So
true.
we
That's
didn't lose
very true.
Kathy. We lost some of Kathy's content,
Yes,
but
a
it
lot of
wasn't. Yeah, but it wasn't like
Perfect. Yeah, that's great. Good, good. Yeah.
you like that
Thank
because
you.
that's
Yeah,
the
I do.
truth. So the visionary that I am, I'm here to tell you that April crossing your path the way she did by being in the right place at the right time and hearing your story with Facebook and Mari's group, and then she's sharing that with me and everything, and going like, oh yeah, I remember Kathy from like, oh, in the beginning when LinkedIn was just starting. I remember we kind of crossed paths, and I remember. So we just crossed paths. It was like, as they say, ships in the night. But because of that, you have that behind you, and you're like, yeah, I like the vibe that I got from her, because your vibe attracts your tribe. You can only attract who you are, and
Pause. Let that sink in for a
yeah,
second.
okay.
You were going so fast.
No, I was just sitting there thinking, no, when I first met April online, the first thing I thought of, I looked at her smile and I thought, this is an earth angel. She's got that aura about her,
Aw,
and the kindness, and that feeling of goodness. and I could get that from her. I resonated with that. So I remember I was always posting, "What a cutie you are," or "Hey, beautiful girl," things like that, because whatever her gestures were, it was always very endearing to me, almost like parental kind of endearment.
Well, I
And
love that you said you
back
go.
at Kathy, because I felt that same vibe for Kathy. Like every time I saw her, I wanted to tell her how beautiful she was.
Yeah, so Kathy had me at dogs because border collies rule, all other breeds drool. Sorry, Kathy.
Well, hey, listen, I'm
You
a
come.
big border collie fan, but most intelligent dog ever. Yeah,
Yeah, I love that. That's one of the reasons why, and I fell in love with the breed. My first breed of choice when I was a kid growing up was the German Shepherd, but then I didn't even know a border collie existed, and the AKC didn't recognize them until many moons later. So, but that's a story for another day. Here's what I want to
Oh, wait,
say.
I didn't know, but wait. So Roy told me that you first crossed his path on LinkedIn, like
long
way
time
back.
ago. Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah, way back, like 2008, 2009. So
Yeah,
for that, before the turn of, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that you just do, and I think this is it. I call them divine connections, Kathy.
yeah. They are
I
absolutely. There is a reason. No coincidences.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I believe that God put certain people across our path, and what we do is totally up to us. We can miss it, or we can gain all the blessings
That's
that,
right.
that we need from it. Or
That's right.
if it's not the right timing, later on. But that meeting is not chance. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in God incidents, like that. And
Hmm.
so, with all of that, here's what I'm hearing. Because this gentleman, and I won't name him just yet. You don't need to look for him, any of that. We're doing our thing. He's doing his thing. But because this gentleman crossing my path, I believe that the Lord spoke to me in a way that, okay, here's what I need to do more than anything else, because I have a lot of puzzle pieces, a lot. Ask April, a lot of puzzle pieces. And it's not that I do squirrel or shiny object. It's just that it's another puzzle piece. And it's part of what I'm building. It's part of what I'm doing. I was going to say earlier, I'm the kind of guy that jumps off a cliff and builds my parachute on the way down. And
You
she
know,
likes that. She likes that. And
For 30 years.
it doesn't need to be perfect.
it doesn't need to be perfect. If we skin our knees, there's
Let's
band-aids.
go for it. Yep.
There's
I'm
band-aids.
right with you. I'll dive right in. I like the analogy.
But
Somebody will
here's
say to me, "Well, here's what I want to do. Can you do that?" And then I'll think, "No, I have no clue how to do that." But I'll say, "Yeah, I can do that soon,
yes. You'll say
soon,
yes and you'll figure it out later. Yes.
soon." Yeah.
So here's the big thing for me to you, and then I'm gonna jump out and jump back in later because I want you and April to explore this a little bit because I think you would be able to. So you're a puzzle piece that needs to be part of my journey or not.
Okay.
Okay, that's totally up to you. But here's what I see. Okay, so just let me put on the table what I see that you already have. Because here's what I say I know what I'm doing. I just don't know who I'm doing it with. And I think that one of the things I'm learning is, Roy, just put yourself out there. I used to be the shyest person on the planet, Kathy, believe it or not.
You'd
And
never
now
know
I'm
it.
just, you'd never know it. And now I'm just making myself known. I don't need it for ego. Obviously, this is one of the reasons I'm voice only. I don't, because half the time I'm not even in front of my computer. I'm walking around like I'm doing right now. And I do think on my feet the best. I literally think on my feet. So here's what I see. I've been doing what I've been doing for as long as I've been online, just a little over 2.5, or just about 2.5 decades. And what I'm doing is I want to put together a 24/7, 365-day live stream with various people, various show hosts, just where people can come and talk about the issues of life and the various things that may be happening right now in your life where you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I don't know. And I need somebody who knows what I don't know. And you're never going to look for it on Google because you don't know what to look for. But when you sit down with somebody like yourself, like April, all of a sudden a new perspective arises, a new direction arises, because I believe, like you said earlier, there's got to be a pony in there somewhere, right? In
Right.
all that
Yeah.
poop, there's got to be a pony in there
That's
somewhere.
right. Just dig a little
That's
deeper.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. So what I see for you right now, which I saw for April and myself just a few months ago, is a pivot. There's a pivot. You were
Yeah.
doing what you were doing, and that was great. And that was the last season, the last chapter. And now here comes the new one, because what are you going to do, right? If Facebook doesn't reinstate this, and even if they do, you'll
Yeah.
have April and myself to have poured into you. And now you can go, I wonder if maybe I should take a left turn and go with that April and that Roy guy. So here's what I see for us. I see that I want to get together with people who are doing live streams. It's one thing to do a blog, and I get that. It's one thing to do text, and I get that. But you can't get your message out as quickly and as fast as you can by doing a live stream. Kathy, you're very good at it.
Well,
I
thank you.
love it.
Thank
I
you.
love it. I've
Thank
seen your
you. It's all
shows. I've
from the
seen you
heart.
speak. Yeah, and that's
Nothing
why you're good.
scripted. Nothing scripted. We
There's
just
there's
bullet
not,
point.
exactly. April's going to put that lower third up right now. You're going to see it right now, because we do the same thing. We are unscripted. And I like that. Not everybody is. And it's okay if you're scripted. It's okay. But if you're scripted, you need to sound like you're unscripted, just like everybody
Right.
who's reading a teleprompter. I mean, if you, okay, boys and girls, we're going to have a dog show, talk show today.
Yeah.
Stop,
Yeah. Yeah.
stop,
Yeah.
It's like, no. Okay. So here's the bottom line. Just say yes or no right now. And I already know what you're going to say, because you'll say
Yes.
yes until you say no. You're just like me. I would like to collaborate and or co-create with you along the lines of what you're already good at. And you love doing talk shows about dogs
I
and
do.
how they implement what God intended for them to implement, and that is unconditional love for anyone who comes their way, even their abusers.
Yes.
And we know this because that's how God put a dog together. And
Mhm.
I love
Dog
dogs.
spelled backwards is God.
Exactly. Plus you got that. I love dogs, period. And what I want to do is put something together, the three of us. We'll talk behind the scenes, but right now I just want to throw it out there. So many people have shows. You don't even need to do your own show. You just need to find somebody who has a show that wants to hear your story, and then their tribe gets invested in you, the content provider, and then they want to help you with your content. We call that something like super fans, brand champions. There's a lot of people that will stand right there with you, Kathy. You already know this. You have all these people that were there. Facebook was the connection. You don't have the email list. You don't have this, that, and the other thing. But here's what I know. They're going to come and find you because they can find you. You're still on Facebook. You still have your profile.
Right.
So it's like, if they were really true fans, if they were really true super fans, they'll come find you and go like, what happened to you? Because the one thing Seth Godin says is we all want to be missed. And so
Yeah.
now you will truly know who misses you, who wants to be there. And that core group of people will come together, and you will rise off of, if these are ashes at all. Maybe they'll reinstate you in a day or two, a week or two, a month or two. I don't know. But in the meantime, April and I now have the opportunity to get on your radar in a way that maybe we would not have had you continued on without all of this. Because I know
That's
April
right.
and I wouldn't have reached out to you like this. So I just want to
Right.
put that on your table, that maybe
Yes,
I
I
can,
would love it. Yes.
yeah, I
Yes.
can find some shows that you can be on. You can find some shows that we can all be on, or whatever. It's like, because that's what this other gentleman is doing. And he just put that back on my radar. And so now that's the one puzzle piece I'm focusing in on, because there's a lot of podcasts. People are starting them like crazy. There's a lot of live streams. We call them TV 2.0 talk shows. And we just do it a little differently. And we love this platform, obviously. And by the way, I just want to say there's 4 people here. I'm one of them on the other machine. There's 3 of your friends that are here supporting you. If
I
you're
know.
here, I want you guys to say hi, and April's going to put you on the screen,
Yeah.
because I'm
Sebastian.
going to, yeah, guys, if you're supporting Kathy, I want to know who you are. I've already talked to Sebastian a little bit in text here. Just make yourself known, say I'm here. And Kathy, I'm going to leave this conversation up to you and April. So Kathy, what are you hearing?
What am I hearing? I'm hearing that we're going to connect on a whole different level with a little bit of a pivot, so that we can all work together to share. I love the idea globally of sharing our stories in the best way we know how, so we can make a difference. Yeah, let's do it, April. Let's do it, Roy.
I think that scales when you like tap into other people's environments and communities, and you just share your heart like you do. And I guess that's why you've always resonated with me. I love listening to people who speak from their heart.
Yeah,
and
me
that there's
too.
there's no like outcome that they're expecting. They're just showing up, and just even from last night to today, hearing you talk, you're so open.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're not like
Well,
holding back your thoughts and your tears and your struggles. You're just like, here I am. Take me as I am.
well, it's funny. I was telling Sebastian this morning because I was on Zoom with him. I was telling him that I'm at the age now where I feel that I'm an evolved soul, and I'm at a level where material things just don't matter to me anymore. I'm kind of a minimalist. I've gotten rid of just about everything that I own. I live very modestly. I don't need a lot of stuff. You only need, and if I do have money or I have stuff, I have a tendency to give it to those that need it. I mean, I'm the type that if I have a book, I want to find out who wants this book because I've already read it. I don't need it anymore. And if I have this jacket or these pants or this chair or this or that, do you need it? And if you need it here, you can have it. I'm not saying buy it. I'm saying here you can have it. And I have a tendency to do that, and I've done that all my life. I had the privilege of meeting Mother Teresa in 1996, and I was at the time I was very honored, but I didn't understand why. Now I get it because there was like thousands of people that were wanting to qualify to go on this delegation to India. And I was chosen out of 17, or I was chosen one out of 17 dignitaries that went to India. And it was our responsibility to try to convince the physicians in India to stay in India after they got their education rather than coming to the United States because there was no healthcare system in India. So we were providing incentives for them. Well, having been chosen to do that, I got to be able to meet Mother Teresa, and it was one of the most profound and overwhelming things I have ever done in my life. We went up to her little place in Calcutta, and the stairway, if you were fat, you'd have a hard time getting up there because it was only about 5 feet, 4 feet wide. It was very, very small. And she kept holding my hand, and I have pictures of that. And then I was honored with an honorary doctorate for my contribution to the healthcare system. She chose me as one of the ones to be able to come and see her because I had developed an AIDS program. I was there for AIDS people during a time when they were dying and their families had given up on them, and I'd be with them in the hospitals. That coincided with her. She was also very effective in women that were battered, and I carried that through on my end. And she was also an animal advocate, and I carried that through. So we had three common denominators that were exactly alike with the same causes. And she came down the stairs when we were leaving. Now, there were senators there were governors there, but she chose me, which was the biggest honor, to come up to give me a holy card along with a 5-cent medal, which is my most prized possession. And she said to me, and the reason she came over is because she wanted to give me a hug to tell me that I had to continue to always follow my passion. And what she said was just unbelievable. Whatever you see in front of you, act on it. And I will never forget that. So that's what I do. Whatever I see in front of me, if somebody needs something and I can give it to them, I'm there. That's it.
So one might think that I'm actually listening to like every word you're saying right now, but I'm thinking about like how much more you have to give than you even realize you have.
Okay.
I like there's like these other layers to you. This other there's so much more in you that I bet people don't know about you that is like unrelated to the dog world even.
Yeah.
That maybe
Yeah.
these other parts of you that you have to share with people that will bless them need to emerge.
Yeah, well, I had a friend that passed away after my husband passed away in 2010. I met a guy named Jim Saxey, Major Saxey. He was um, a military major in the Army for 20 some years. And I met him in church a few days after my husband passed away, and I had my husband's picture in my Bible, and I was looking at it, and he got to connect with me. He was a very funny guy, really great for 9 years, because my husband's past 9 years now. For 9 years, he was my best friend. We did everything together. Here was a guy that had said to all his family, I've given you all the money you need and everything else. The rest of my life, I'm going to spend giving it to those that really need it, that people that I don't know. So he and I would purposely go out and find people that needed cars, needed furniture. They had a flood, they had a fire, they had whatever, helping the kids with stuff. And he had $10,000 a month, which was his discretionary income that he gave out to everybody that was in need. And he would just find it. And a lot of it was anonymous because he just saw a need. And I followed right along with him. So whatever money that I could get together, it was to help people. A lot of cases, it was people that had dogs because I didn't want to see the dogs go into a shelter. So if we needed to find them a home or this or that, we would do things like that. But it's funny, we never really had to look. These people gravitated to us. It was like, hey, did you know here's so and so? Oh, really? Oh, no. Well, how can we help them? What can we do? So, um, I've always helped others, is what I'm saying. However, there is a limit. So I don't want you to think that as soon as I get an inkling that somebody's taking advantage,
Yeah. They're
it's like
yeah.
totally, totally at the knees, at the neck. No, no, don't want to deal with this anymore. Nope, nope. So there's a humility that has to be about the person that is in need rather than begging for money, you know, and learn my lesson on that too. And believe me, it's not about giving them money and then expecting something in return. And well, how come you didn't give me the money back? And well, geez, I lent it to you. It is what it is. Yeah.
See, we're so much alike. So much alike. What did Sebastian mean? Because I know he's still there.
Oh, Sebastian, he met Mother Teresa. He's in his 30s. Wonderful, wonderful guy. And he met Mother Teresa. He was part of a student group, and it was the same year that I met her. Yeah, 1996.
Wow. What a
Yes. Exactly right. But she only came up to my shoulder, and she walked on her ankles. She had because she had such bad arthritis. But all the wonderful things they say about her. And what was nice is that she was just as candid as anybody. She would say, I get angry like other people, and I get frustrated, and I lose it. And, I'm only human. The only difference is that I act on whatever I feel. And I followed through with that because, yeah, there's just something about, if you're going to get a job done, don't commit to it. First off, don't make agreements with people that you're not going to meet. If you agree that we're going to do this together, don't make me have to come after you and say, did you get this done? Did you get this done? How about this? How about that? Because then I become a nag, and then you don't want to hear from me anymore. And then you don't like me anymore, and it escalates. So let's have an agreement from the beginning. The moment you don't meet the agreement, we're going to part company. We can still be friends, but we're just not going to work together.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people on social media who will commit to things because they think they can hurt your feelings or a multitude of reasons. And so they do something that's not really in alignment with who they are and what they really want to do. And then they heap 1,000 pounds of resentment onto you from them. Yeah. And then they'll blame you. That's your fault.
Exactly. So, well, that's my story. If it's full circle, no matter how you look at it, we are all on this earth. We're here. We're connected for a reason. If our energy and our communication happens to match each other, don't don't miss that opportunity. We didn't miss that opportunity, and I'm very grateful, April, that we're now connected, and we will be for a long, long time. One thing I am is a very good friend and very loyal, and I have evidence of having lifelong friends. Many of them, the ones that haven't died yet, but most of them are old people like me.
I don't even think I can say I have a lot of lifelong friends, because most of them have left because I've grown and they didn't want to grow with me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you get to that level and that age where stuff just doesn't matter anymore, but people do, and you get that relationships are the most important thing in the entire world, and love and lifting people up and helping them through the rain, through the storms, through whatever. That's our purpose. I can't think of any other purpose that we could possibly have other than to do that. And whatever way we can do that, and whatever gifts we're blessed with to be able to give to others, give it away, share it, let others experience it. That's what it's all about. I know I'm overwhelmed all the time with the overabundance of things that people share and give to me, and without asking for it. And I want to do that in turn as well. I think that's one of the reasons that I was so gravitated to social media, because social media is about sharing. It's not about selling a product or making a business tick or this or that. It really is about relationships. The sooner you trust in someone, you want to do business with them. You want to make a project. You want to make a difference. So here's Sebastian. Oh, here.
His soul friends are in his life since over 2 decades.
Yeah,
He
that's
said he's
right.
only in his 30s.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe he's in his 40s. I don't know. How old are you, Sebastian?
We're putting you on the spot. And you know what's funny, speaking of Sebastian, the 2 places that I saw you post that led to today's or last night's conversation into today were 2 places I don't frequent anymore. Mari's group and the Belivers group.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't, that's in hindsight now, I'm like, there had to be, maybe had I, if I had been in the Belivers group and seen your name without having seen originally what you posted in Mari's group, I wouldn't have had that thought, oh, let me reach out and check on her, because I wouldn't have known that any of this was going on.
Yeah, right.
Oh, somebody's calling you.
Oh, yeah, wait, no.
Do you have another call scheduled?
No, I don't. That's okay. I just got rid of it. I was looking, where was that coming from? Oh, he's 41, going on 21. Yeah, that's good.
That's funny, because that was the score of the South Carolina Tennessee game yesterday. 41 to 21. True story.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like what he wrote about that. We all have an emotional connection, and that's what it is, whether it be dogs, humans, whatever. That's, I think, where you resonate too, April, is it's okay to do business, but what if we do business at the heart level? Tell people what you're thinking about them. That was a profound statement you made. Yeah, tell them. And that's what April did. She went ahead and she let me know that I mattered to her, and that she was in her thoughts. And people do want to know that. If you don't let them know, then they never know you had a thought about them.
Well, and when I first heard your story, and I actually think you posted about it also in the StreamYard group about what happened with.
No,
Facebook.
I didn't. No, just in Mari's group. Yeah.
Maybe you posted something else there about something
Somebody
else.
may have shared my stuff. I don't know.
Okay. But I know that when I hear stuff like that, my first thought is, I wish I could. I'm always that person who wants to fix. I've always been that, what can I do to fix that for that other person?
You need a hug?
Yeah. Yeah. But I know I can't fix it. I can't bring your Facebook page back. I can't fix your health issues. And so there's that thought in your head that stops you, like, okay, I'm not going to reach out because there's nothing I can do. Almost. But then I thought, I'm always that person who says, if you're having a thought about somebody else, even if there's nothing comes out of it, at least that other person will know that you were in their thoughts.
Yeah.
And there's so many people who think they don't matter to other people because of that reason, because other people don't let them know they matter.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
little did I know that reaching out to you was going to lead to a conversation of epic proportions today.
This is great. That's what it takes. And I love that you and Roy are action oriented. I know Sebastian is too. We don't let any grass grow under our feet.
No.
Yeah. I'm a fast mover and I can get more done in one day than most people get in 2 months.
Wow.
But not these days. What I should have said in my earlier years. These days I can think about the things I want to do, but I physically don't get to do that. Well, I take care of a friend of mine, her 91-year-old mom, and it's a challenge. It really is. Not too many people want to do that, but I love her. She's a sweet person, and doing the best to make her last days really wonderful. So she's in comfort and no pain.
Wow.
So, all right. What a great show.
I heard a dog. I heard a collar. Is that
Yeah, that's
my
Charlie. My 13-year-old Charlie.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're taking care of everybody.
Yeah. I
Dog.
like it though. I really do like it.
You're a
I do.
caregiver. You're just
Absolutely. Yep.
Me too.
Well, thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate you going through all this. Let's connect offline, and we will work together on getting this. And thanks, Roy. Thanks, Sebastian. Thanks, everyone, for being here. And if you want to share this, you're welcome to share this.
Yes, and even the people who showed up who didn't tell us they were here.
Yeah.
I think there was somebody else here because Sebastian tattled on you, I think.
Okay.
Thank you, Kathy. And we're going to create a chat room with just us.
Okay.
Facebook with Roy and I, and we can carry on our audio conversation.
Okay. Sounds good. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.